We are. Hey everyone, I'm so happy to be here. This is amazing. This is the first time I get to introduce to you this new concept that you've never seen before. I'm gonna find the most authentic and most interesting way to present to you the HD Coaching League for Visionaries. If you are a visionary, if you are someone who has a vision at heart and who's been having a lot of difficulty and hardship getting that vision out and getting that vision realized and come to life despite the limitations and the challenges of this world, then this place is for you, my dear, because from now on, you don't have to be alone. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to worry about your vision never fully be realized and come to life in this world, because now you have a community of like-minded visionaries, a community of people who are coming together in the name of their common vision and who are uniting their forces and their strengths and their power and their abilities and their means to make it happen, to get that vision realized. So I've been working on myself for quite some time and preparing this project for you to be able to serve you at the highest level. And I came up with this concept called the HD Coaching League so that you could benefit from a place and an environment of thriving, like-minded visionaries who are ready and steady to make their vision happen. Extremely determined, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be promised, but what we promise to you is to support and encourage and to uplift and to hold you accountable and to safeguard that vision that you have inside of you that wants to be realized once and for all. So I want you to know that this place is for you. This place is for you to feel extremely empowered and strong and determined in your willingness and your ability to make it happen. So right now, this might seem like a beginner's project. It might seem like a draft to you. It might seem like it's still in the development phase, but let me tell you, I've been working on this for over a year now, over a year and a half, preparing myself to get this ready to you while I'm being busy doing my own things in life. And it didn't come without its own share of challenge, its own share of limitations, its own share of hardships and hesitations and doubts. Am I going to make it happen? Am I going to get this out into the world? Are people going to see what I'm up to? Am I going to be able to serve people? Well, you might have the same questions with your own vision right now. Your own vision might be sleeping inside of you and wondering, will it ever come out and see the light of day and become reality and available to serve other people? Listen, I know something about it. I know what it feels like to have your vision not fully, extremely realized, not fully, extremely concretized. I know what it's like to have a certain vision sleeping inside of you, wondering, will it ever see the light of day? Well, let me tell you something. Here in the HD Coaching League, we are highly determined and committed to do everything we can to discern, define, and direct our attention and focus and energy in the direction of our dreams and visions so that they can come to life and be fully realized. If that doesn't sound and resonate within you, then this might not be for you. But if it does, please stick around because I want to show you what this is all about. This community is going to be thriving around different aspects of what it means to be a visionary. And the way I articulated this thing is I developed within the league coaching clubs, which are going to be like masterminds. They're going to be like sports teams. They're going to be like family, more than community, for us to come together and define for each other what it is that we're dreaming of, what is it that we're envisioning, what is it that we're working on, and what is it that we're determined to make happen from here on without any hesitation. And again, you can go at it alone. It's not impossible. I'm not saying you cannot do it without a community. But from my own personal experience, having a community, having a circle of like-minded individuals, which is extremely hard to find nowadays. That's why I had the inspiration to create something like this, because nowadays in this virtual day and age, trying to connect and do some fellowship and partnership and collaboration with people online is extremely difficult. I mean, I'm looking at a camera right now and I'm talking to myself, hoping that it's reaching through your hearts. So can we agree on how difficult it is nowadays to do community and have a circle of like-minded people? Well, fortunately, we have initiatives like this, and these are visionary and innovative initiatives that bring people together around a common vision so that we can strengthen each other and uplift and grow and make sure that we realize our own personal vision based on the common good and the betterment of humanity. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my first coaching club that will be playing within the coaching league. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to you the True North Visionary Coaching Club. This is like nothing you've seen before. The True North Visionary Coaching Club will be a space where like-minded individuals meet, and together we define the highest principles and the highest values to which we will adhere and vow by, so that we can reach this place of fulfillment and happy living, not only among us, but within the world, so we can bring that kind of visionary ambition to the world around us. The problem is already defined, and I don't have to pinpoint and put my finger on the problem. The problem is a lack of vision that lead us to lead sometimes lives that are out of alignment with our highest principles and values. But fortunately now, within the True North Coaching Club, we'll make sure that people who are in there know by which values they operate, and they know which direction their inner compass is leading them. Their inner compass is telling them that this life is worth living in the best way, based on the best principles that are God-given, that are written on our hearts as sons and daughters of the King, and ready to be manifested in the world so that we could live the best lives possible in this world. So in a world that doesn't give us any direction anymore about which values we should adopt and which principles we should live by, except the values and principles of the world, well, it's time for us to be proactive and make sure that we define those things for ourselves and for the people we love, so that when crisis hits again, we make sure that we live and adhere by the highest sets of values and principles that will safeguard not only our survival, but our happiness and our well-being and peace and coherence in our society. Don't we want that? Aren't we in need of that? I want you to consider joining the True North Coaching Club if you feel like having the highest set of values defined by your peers and held accountable by your peers as one family within that one mastermind, where we converge our worldviews around common principles and values. I want to make sure that you know that you belong here, and that this place is going to hold you accountable and uplift you because once you define those values, you gain clarity and you feel better, not only better about yourself, but better about the world, more optimistic, more certain that this world still has people standing by principles and values. And then you will reflect that to the world around you, and you'll add your flair of influence and impact on the world around you based on those values, based on that inner compass that is so refined within you, based on those principles that we define together. So consider joining the True North Coaching Club now, so that you could find yourself well surrounded in your desire to live by the highest and strongest principles possible. So thus, this was the True North Coaching Club operating within the HD Coaching League, where we will define our highest principles and values by which we will agree to live by all together. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that exciting? Please let me know in the chat. Now I'm so excited because I want to present to you the second coaching club for today. And by the way, I'm going to present to you 4 coaching clubs for now, so that we can launch on something concrete and strong. But eventually we will have room for more coaching clubs that will compete around certain concepts that will clash, and make sure that we get to a common understanding and a common ground and a common agreement based on the democratic principles and a common discernment and brainstorming around those ideas among clubs within the leagues. So for now, let me introduce you the second coaching club, which I'm so happy to introduce to you. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the Dream Coaching Club. The Dream Coaching Club is so visionary because nowadays people have dreams for themselves. They have dreams for their own personal life. They have dreams for their own families. They have dreams for their own little success, which is fine, which is noble, which is understandable. But how about the dream of a better world coming together? Can we still hold that vision together for a better world? I know it exists out there, and people are throwing all kinds of utopic ideas about this world. And it's still fine. Let them dream. Let them envision a better world. Maybe some of it will be realized, and indeed we will have a better world. But us, if you are one of them, one of those people who has a dream for a better world, who envisions not only your own little kingdom, your own little well-being, but a world where love prevails, where it feels good, where it's always sunny in a certain way, metaphorically speaking. It's always sunny and the weather is perfect, and the coherence and the cohesion between people is so amazing because it's based on love and also the highest principles. Don't you want to dream of that world? Don't you still want to dream of a better world that we define, that we forge, that we help shape, and we stop leaving that kind of initiative to whoever that's outside, that's pretty much busy with something else? So this is never going to happen. Can we be the visionaries who are defining the dream of a better world together? Not only for ourselves, but for the entire planet, the betterment of everybody. I know it sounds a little bit idealistic, but this is what a visionary is all about. A visionary is all about those crazy ideas that he's never going to give up on, and he's never going to feel fully rested until some of these ideas come to life and he sees them concretize and becoming indeed part of our reality in this world. So I want you to consider joining the Dream Visionary Coaching Club if you have a vision of a better world at heart since forever, or a certain vision that doesn't allow you to feel fully at peace with yourself unless you develop and define that vision for yourself and for the world and for the future of your children. I mean, the world could go apocalyptic every single day. Pandemics, wars, shortages, famine, all these things should be addressed and must be addressed and will be addressed. But it's also conditional to us holding a vision of a better world together and defining what that better world is together, so that we can leave a legacy to the people who are following us, who might be born in that world of chaos. And yet, because we have left a legacy of a defined, clear perspective on a bright future, then there's possibility for them and for us to fulfill that dream and vision. And we will make it happen. We will make that dream reality. We will not relent until our dream of a better world becomes reality. And we will rise up from these undescribable times. We will rise up and we'll make sure that this world knows what it feels like to live by the highest principles and by the highest vision that we have inside of us. So let's do that together. This is also part of the HD Coaching League. I'm so happy that you're here to witness that, because the time in which we live in is so critical that the future depends on visionaries like us. The future depends on you and me to define what it is like to live in a better world, a world of peace, love, understanding, fellowship, generosity, openness, etc. You know what I'm talking about. Honesty, integrity, clarity, those values that will define the True North Coaching Club, that will be part of the Dream Coaching Club. And for those right now who don't even see the light of day, for whom the dark lingers longer than the night because it's been too difficult and you can't even imagine right now defining a better life for yourself, but you still know that behind those ashes, there's still something waiting to resurrect within you to a better life and a better feeling and a better understanding. Well, I have good news for you, because the third coaching club that I want to introduce to you today is nothing else than one of my favorite clubs, one of the clubs that took the most of my meditation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix Visionary Coaching Club. The Phoenix Visionary Coaching Club is like nothing you've seen before. It's for anybody who's resurrecting from the ashes right now and knows that through this hardship he went through, to this death, there's a rebirth calling him to legendary resilience and persistence and determination in the direction of their dreams. Not to point out other people's faults or mistakes, but to rise up to embrace those higher aspects of their own person and their own humanity, of again based on those principles and values we will be defining in the True North Coaching Club, those principles and values that we will be living inside the idealistic world that we will define in the Dream Coaching Club. But as for you who's still resurrecting from the ashes and barely could find strength to get up in the morning sometimes, I understand you. Even if you are a visionary, sometimes the weight of this world and the conditions of this world weight you down and forbids you, keeps you from rising up and saying, yes, I'm present and I'm available and I'm here to make it happen and I'm here to serve and I'm here for you and I'm here for me. I know what it feels like to be in that place, but I want you to know I am a living testimony of somebody who comes back from the death constantly, again and again and again. I've lived through multiple deaths and rebirths, so many deaths and rebirths in the past few years, decade, countless. So I know what it's like to be driven by a vision that doesn't want to die inside of you, that knows that one day will come and you will be standing and flying with your own wings like the phoenix from the ashes, who comes back to life again and again, as long as it takes until he realizes his mission in this world. So I want you to be that person. I believe in you. And within that club, we encourage each other to rise above the whole mess of this world and to make sure we fulfill our destiny of being children of light and conducers of light. And we will be there together, defining what it means like and what it takes to be that legendary in your resilience and your resistance against hardship, against everything that could drive you down and try to kill you on a daily basis in the current conditions of the world. And let's face it, it's still gonna destroy us, scandalize us, discourage us, bring us to despair. Everything that we're seeing on the outside going, it's crazy. But we will decide what we choose to focus on, and we will decide how we're going to live our lives once we resurrect once and for all, waiting for the ultimate resurrection. Finally, for today, for now, I want to introduce to you another coaching club within the HD Coaching League, which I'm not done telling you about, but now you get the idea, because you have the True North Coaching Club, you have the Dream Coaching Club, you have the Phoenix Coaching Club, and again, one of my favorites that I'm so happy and enthusiastic to introduce to you today, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I've been so impatient to introduce to you to this one, because this one is so personal to me. This one defines everything that I believe in and everything that I stand for and everything that got me here. We're just talking about resurrection and the ability to face hardships and believe in a better world and have faith regardless of anything that's happening on the outside. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, nothing else, nothing less than the Kingdom Coaching Club. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to present this to you. This, ladies and gentlemen, is for those who have their eyes on the big prize, the kingdom revealed, finally coming down from the sky and revealing all things and making all things new and making us partakers into the everlasting of everlasting. If you know what I'm talking about, write it down in the chat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me tell you more about the kingdom. We, as kingdom citizens, the eternal city, the kingdom of God coming down from the sky, our promise, we hold on to this ultimate vision of the kingdom coming down from the sky and us joining in with the King and being happily ever after in eternal life. Isn't that what the kingdom is all about? Isn't that what being a citizen of the kingdom is all about? If you're already a son and daughter of the King, I want you to join this club. I want you to join this club where we will define what it is to have a kingdom vision, what it is that we're keeping our eyes on from here on until our last breath, until we meet with the King of Kings, who's going to reveal all things to us, who's going to resurrect us once and for all, who's going to fulfill all our dreams come true, and who is going to confirm that those principles and values that were intrinsic to our human nature, they were divinely instilled within us so they could guide us like a compass towards the true North Star that is the King of Kings himself. So in the Kingdom Coaching Club, we will do nothing less than fellowship, than coming together as one mind, one spirit, one heart, and we'll make sure that the kingdom principles and values are held at the highest level, and we're holding each other accountable for those principles, those kingdom values and principles that we believe in, that we live by, and that we know, let's face it, are extremely, sometimes, most of the time, oftentimes, extremely difficult to live by if you're living them alone. And the last 2 years have shown us, I would say even the last 2 decades, how difficult it is to fellowship with people who are like-minded within the kingdom. And it's extremely difficult to live those values by yourself, alone, at home, behind hidden doors. When you have people like you and I coming together and making sure that we hold each other accountable to the highest principles of the kingdom, then what better than to make sure we together come as one spirit, one heart, and have the betterment, not only for this world and not only based on our works, but based on our faith in the King of Kings, who's making all things new, who's done something for us that we could never pay back ever. But we know we have to live accordingly as a response to what the King of Kings has done for us. So I invite you to join the Kingdom Coaching Club if you love the King of Kings, if you have your eyes on the kingdom as your ultimate prize, if your vision for this world is to know that the kingdom is the ultimate destination, is the ultimate resurrection, is the ultimate dream, it's the ultimate principle and value and rock solid foundation on which we're building our life, then this is what the HD Coaching League is all about. This is where we get to play with those ideas, structure them, envision them, define them, strengthen, safeguard, grow, harness. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that visionary? Can you see what I'm talking about when I say this is a visionary space for visionaries? This is for you if you're a visionary who sees through what I've been just presenting today. Again, I want you to join the True North Coaching Club if you have this desire and this vision to live by the highest principles and values for your own life and for the world to live by. I want you to join the Dream Coaching Club if you have a dream at heart for this world to be the best place we could ever dream of. You know it's possible, not because of our own little personal wish and transformation, because it's our birthright, because we were born for this, and you know it. That's our vision. That's our God-given vision. It's that the dream that lives inside of us, beyond our own little personal dreams, the addition of the collective dream is to live in a world that is completely renewed and restored. And we could contribute to that. And for you who is drowning under the ashes because life has burnt you from the inside out, but you're still trying to resurrect and you're still trying to give it a try, and you still want to have faith in humanity and your own personal resurrection, ultimate, once and for all, then join the Phoenix Coaching Club, because together we'll define what it's like to have a vision for our own ultimate resurrection. And speaking of ultimate resurrection, I want you to join the Kingdom Coaching Club if you have your eyes on the King of Kings, who's the ruler of all things, who's coming down from heaven to restore this world once and for all, and with whom we will enter unity forever and ever. If you have your eyes on that prize, the inheritance of the kingdom of God, then join the Kingdom Coaching Club, because now is the time for you to make that vision come true. We have to prepare the way for the King. Are we ready? Let's get ready together for the King to come. Isn't that our biggest wish ever? I want you to take part into that without delaying. Join the Kingdom Coaching Club today. I'm waiting for you over there. So this is, my friends, what the HD Coaching League is all about. I've been telling you, this is my very, very simple and humble presentation for today. But I also want to tell you about other coaching clubs that I have at heart to present to you, namely also one of the most exclusive coaching club that I'm about to present. And why I'm saying exclusive, it's because it has to do with a certain profession, which is mine, which is law, but I'll tell you about that later. I finally want to tell you about one of one more coaching club for today that will revolutionize your way to understand freedom. My friends, the Freedom Coaching Club is nothing less than a space where we will reclaim what it means to live truly free, where we will reclaim what it means to be responsible in our own freedom, in our own whereabouts and decisions based on our own discernment. The Freedom Coaching Club is like nothing you've seen before, because we won't just talk about revolutionary freedom. We will talk about personal, responsible freedom. But that's going to be for another day. My friends, I'm so happy you were here. Thank you so much for being here for today. Please consider joining the HD Coaching League, a revolutionary space for visionaries. And I want you to know that your vision is important, not only for me, not only for you, but for the world. And for God, who gave you that vision, because a vision comes from God, and it doesn't want to leave you until you realize it. And nowadays, everything is fighting against the realization of our common visions. So let's come together. This is a space for us to come together and make sure that we realize the visions that we have at heart for this world, to finally get to a peaceful space, place. And that starts with us. That starts with every single one of us working on themselves. And that's why it's all about coaching. And I will address that, because now it seems like I'm taking for granted that you know what coaching is all about. But this is why coaching is at the essence of what we're doing here. Because if the world will be changed by our own transformation, then coaching is a means and one of the privileged and most efficient means to work on yourself and to realize that those are the things that need to be worked on. And if you're that kind of person who's ready and willing to realize what is it that you need to work on for yourself, then that's what coaching is all about. It's almost a prerequisite to have a vision. If you have a vision and you're determined, but you're not willing to change the things that are hindering the realization of your vision, then you might be standing in your own way. So being coachable and realizing that there might be some things within you that are blocking the realization of your vision is an amazing first start, because awareness is always the first start. If you're unaware, I'm sorry, I can't force it upon you to become aware. But if you want to be aware, and you want to develop and work on those places and things within you that need transformation, then join the HD Coaching League. This is a space for revolutionaries just like you, visionaries just like you, amazing people just like you, dreamers just like you. And we'll come together as one mind, one heart, one spirit, one love to make things happen, to get this vision realized, and for us to become the best people in the world, the best people we could ever become. Thank you all for being here. Much love to you all. Join the HD Visionary Coaching League and see you on the inside.